I don't know if this is going to get past the YouTube censors or not. Maybe I shouldn't be playing it. We'll see. Anyway, I thought I'd do a video. Um, had the day off today, and I went record hunting. I actually went record shopping more online than I did, which is becoming more and more of a habit. And I had this conversation actually with Stunty not too long ago, and we were talking about how it can be a lot of fun to go to hunt online, and that it doesn't always have to be kind of an in-store experience. I'm finding more and more that I find it kind of enjoyable to hunt and spend an afternoon, or you don't have the interaction with other people. That's the downside of it. The other side of it is that there are a lot more possibilities, and you can kind of, like, if you allow yourself to go down those rabbit holes and kind of find some interesting things. Anyway, I thought I would do a video today on just some recent finds. I don't usually do videos like that, but I try to have a theme, and so but today I just thought I would. I bought a few things recently, and I did a little purge not too long ago. One of which I actually regretted. Regretted some. I purged some stuff and have some regrets about a couple of records. But one of them that I purged, like a couple days later, I saw in a different shop that I purged from. I saw a copy of it, and I just grabbed it. And why I traded this. This is Soviet France, kind of avant-garde. Uh, really one of, to me, either my favorite album by them, or and why I put it in that bin. I don't know, but I'm so glad that I got a copy back, and it wasn't expensive. It was like $15. So it saved my my momentary heartbreak. I've been trying to focus on buying a lot of records that, like, you love. I don't know if you're like this, but I am. There's records that I love and that are really part of me, but I don't actually have them in my collection. And so I've been trying to, like, buy records like that, whether they're cheap or whether they're on the more expensive side. Trying to focus on, like, getting some of those records in my collection that I just feel like are necessary for me. So I've been focusing a little bit on kind of that, a little bit of the '60s garage niche. Overlaps a little bit with, like, psychedelia, and also with, like, a lot of Detroit stuff. I buy, like, I try to keep my eye out for Detroit bands, and whether it's from the late '60s or whether it's from the kind of late '70s, early '80s, which is kind of my preferred era. But yeah, I've been grabbing a couple of, like, this is Frost. Um, this is a great rock and roll record from Detroit area. It had a kind of a regional hit with a song called Rock and Roll Music. Not a rare record, and not an expensive record at all, but not an easy record to find in good condition. Whenever whenever I see it, it's beat to shit. And then there are two versions of it. One of them has a gatefold, and I wanted the copy with the gatefold. So, whenever I did run into one, it was either just in terrible shape, or a couple times I found it and it was not the gatefold copy, so I didn't want it. And so, yeah, that was a kind of a recent find. So, kind of in that vein, I also got this recently. Autumn Stone. This is Small Faces. A lot of great. This is kind of a compilation that came out right after they, or right when they were kind of breaking up, I guess, and becoming the Faces and Humble Pie. And great record, and one just kind of adding it to my. I have this, which is great, but there's a lot of singles and stuff that I wanted that were on this, so it was kind of a nice little pickup. And then I really like Love, but I love this. I love the first record, and I wanted a good copy, a nice copy. So I was lucky enough to find this. Not an original, but it's a really early pressing. think it has the red label. Um, so it's not an OG, but it's early enough that I'm pretty happy with it, and it's in really beautiful shape. Still has a shrink on it, and yeah, I'm going to leave the shrink on it. This was kind of a replacement for a copy that I had that was a little bit beat up, and yeah, it's kind of happy to find one in great shape. And I wouldn't call myself a huge Electric Prunes fan, but this is a great record. And this one, to me, a little more garagey than their first one. Just to me, a better record. And it didn't have the big hit on it. Um, I had too much to dream last night. Great track, of course, but yeah, this is a great record. You can listen to all the way through, and it's just killer. So yeah, just kind of focusing on like a lot of my. And then I also, oh yeah, here it is. I just got this Seeds album. Again, this is not the first pressing because it has that on there, which was not on the original, but this is the second pressing at mono. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Really nice shape. Does have the shrink on it, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. But there's a lot of other stuff that I grabbed. This is a band that I love from the '80s, Throwing Muses. I had their first record. I only like the first couple records. Great record, and this really, if you like the Breeders, and you dig like where that's all coming from, really you should check out the Throwing Muses. And this first EP that they did, which has Soul Soldier on it, is really good. And these are, I don't see these around in the bins very often. I don't think they're terribly expensive, but like everything else, wait a couple of years and they'll be $100 records, But yeah, I'm glad you have grabbed both those. Got a replacement copy for this Ramones record because mine was a little beat up. My cover was had some crinkles on it, and the vinyl was used. It was my copy that I had from. I used to haul my records around with me and take them to parties and stuff, and it doesn't do it doesn't do them any good in any good condition. It does have a tiny wedge mark right there, but that's okay with me. And my big find recently was I got the third Dead Moon record, and it's on Tombstone, that original label. So I have the first three Dead Moon records. To me, this is garage rock from the '80s didn't get any better than that, and the early '90s. And this is a band that never did a bad record, like the Ramones and who else? AC/DC. A lot of people say their records are kind of samey, and that there's not huge differences between them. That's people can have that opinion, I guess. But these are wonderful records, and Dead Moon does my favorite version of Hey Joe, which is on I think the first record, and yeah, it's just a great version, unique, and yeah, there would never be a band as like Dead Moon ever again. Great band. If you're not familiar with them, I would highly recommend them. What else? Oh, then there's some. Been finding a lot of 7 Inches. I found this. Oh, Superman by Laurie Anderson. This is probably one of the most important songs. Yeah, it's a great track. Very avant-garde. And the fact that this became a hit, I just think is really cool. And this is actually, I was surprised. This was like in like the $3 bin, and this is, I believe, on the original label before it got picked up. I don't know. It's right in that in between phase. This got picked up later by a major, and they reissued it with this cover. There is another cover that was supposed to be on the original, but but the label on this is the original label on Spice Hockey Music. So I don't know. You tell me. But anyway, great track. Found this. This is it's not an original. It's a boot, but I'm not a huge GG fan or anything. But I couldn't resist picking it up for a couple of bucks. Pretty cool track, and um, if you don't like him, it's I'd say they're better than you probably think. And yeah, kind of unique. Found this. Posey's 7-inch. This is like a one-off thing they did. It's cover of I Am the Cosmos. It's Chris Bell, but it's a Big Star track, and they do a great version of it. And yeah, it's cool little find. I had never seen before. Found this in the like dollar bin, and this is the the Lurkers. They were a British punk band, one kind of from that original wave, 1978. The track is called Pills, and no picture sleeve or anything, but nevertheless, it's in beautiful shape. I mean, it's just looks unplayed. So yeah, pretty cool track. And as soon as I saw it, I recognized the name. And actually, I think the A side is I Don't Need to Tell Her, and Pills was the B side. But it's a cool track, and yeah, I was pretty happy to find that. I've been trying to pick these early Sisters of Mercy. I'm a Sisters of Mercy. Love their first record, and I, this is not nearly as good. The band got a little overproduced, and um, you know, it is a fun record in some ways. I remember a lot of these tracks got 12-inch releases, and some of them became kind of big club hits in the late 80s, early 90s, and 87. But they were still playing this into the early 90s, or the 12 inches from this record. It's a fun record, but I always try to look out for the early Sisters of Mercy singles, which are really, really good. And they had a unique look to them. And so I was kind of happy to see. This is the one I just got. I had this one, and I'll be on the lookout for a few more. I found the shoes on Bomb's record. The shoes were late 70s, power pop band. They were on Bomb. I love that sound, that late 70s power pop sound, and the stuff that was on Bomb during that era. So I was really happy to find that 7-inch of it. It's on their album. It's on the album. What's the name of that album? You've probably seen it before. But the single version is a little different, a little more raw, and I like it. You'll laugh, but pretty great track. I Think We're Alone Now, and then the B side is the winner. As Long As I'm With You. So nice picture sleeve. Happy to find that. I think I showed this one before. So TV Jones. This was the band that was before Radio Birdman, and you have a young Dennis Tech, 16 years old. There's some ambiguity about whether or not it's really before Radio Birdman or whether this was just a Radio Birdman demo. Nevertheless, glad to have it. This is not new either. This is Lipstick Killers. I think I've shown that before. I have been grabbing these Australian punk pop tracks, the Lime Spiders. Yeah, really nice. Slave Girl on that great Citadel label. Almost everything I found on that label. The stems, really good. And this is a little bit later stems. Ben Rankin is the one who turned me on to the stems. If you don't know his channel, man, and you like punk pop, new wave, um, with a focus on Australia, but not just that. I mean, he's hip to like a lot of stuff. But he turned me on to the stems, and I was happy to see this the other day. This is a little bit later. This came out '87, so I'd say maybe it's not as good as the earlier singles, but it's still pretty good. And I think I paid $3 for it, so I was glad to have it. But my big find when I was going through and finding those was, again on that label, the Moffs. And this is a great track, Another Day in the Sun. Combination of, imagine, kind of Australian garage pop mixed with layers of psychedelia on top of it. A really cool track. And I liked it so much that I've tracked down their second single and just ordered it. I found it on Discogs the other day for like $6 and like $3 shipping. So I just had to have it. And great track. If you're not familiar with this band and you like psychedelia and you like garage, highly recommended. Great track. I always grab these. There's a band from Detroit called the 3D Invisibles. They were kind of like a Detroit version of the Cramps, and but unique. I mean, not like a copy, like unique in their own way, but cool. And whenever I see it, I always focused on the singles with them. And I finally found the last one that I needed. I had a copy of it, but mine was pretty beat up. And I think this is their second single. And the cool thing about this was, so the track is Put Your Glasses On. So you opened it, and whenever I would find this, you'd get the vinyl and being pretty tough, cool labels. But when you opened it, the sleeve up, it had like a little instruction sheet. So you were lucky if you found the instruction sheet. And it showed you how to make a pair of glasses. And then the band included in it the lenses for you to put into the glasses that you would make. I've never been able to find a copy with the lenses, and I finally did, and so I was like really happy to find that, and not terribly expensive, but I just a band that I really dig, and Chris, the guy from this band, owns a local record shop, and cool guy, and yeah, great local band, and I think that might be everything that I have to show. Yeah. So anyway, thanks for listening. There were a couple more. Found this just the other day along with those other 7 inches. Really nice track. The A side is okay, but I actually found the B side of this to be even better. And the name of the track is Farewell to Arms. And yeah, this was a nice little find the other day. I also found Really nice copy of the Monkees. Yeah, I like the Monkees. Grew up listening to a lot of these tracks, and I think they're pretty catchy and pretty cool. So I was pretty happy to find that. And I found this Yardbirds like little EP. Pretty cool. Nice shape. And oh oh yeah, I found this the Who single, Summertime Blues. I think I showed this. I found this a little while ago. Shadow of the Nights. I found this Keith Richards single from Japan, Run Run Rudolph, Christmas track. And I found this more recently issued Plunder My Soul was a bonus track on the reissue of Exile on Main Street. Pretty cool track, actually. What's interesting about it, I guess, is Jagger actually went back. They had the track completed and done, and Jagger went and redid the vocal track completely, now, and it's pretty good. How he said that he really tried to sound like he did back in the '70s, and I think he did a pretty good job for it. Figure the guy is in his at the time when they did this, he's probably 75 years old. Not bad, not bad. The Stones should retire, and I think they haven't done a good record in 25 years, but he did a good job on that. I also found this Keith Richards 7-inch. It's an okay song. I wasn't a big fan of his records that came out. I did see him live at this time, and he was really good, but I wouldn't say that those are great records. It's an okay track. Take It So Hard. Anyway, I think that pretty much covers it. Other than that, I did find, I've been trying to collect these singles, Mazzy Star, there's Mercury Rev. So whenever I see these were all part of the Rough Trade club that they did back in the '90s, and pretty cool little singles. And they did like one of their tracks on the A side, and then the B side on each one of them, I think, is a cover song. The Mazzy Star one is it's a cover. It's the love song, five string serenade, which is pretty cool. Anyway, I think should do it. I'm probably way over what I should be doing. I've been doing a lot of posts and stuff, like political posts and stuff like that. I just as an outlet for craziness going on right now. I need some sort of way to express my passion about the political environment in the United States, and so I've been doing these political posts. I know we all don't agree on politics, and I don't mean to be divisive in any way. And there are good men and women on all sides of political issues, and I don't mean it in a personal way at all. It's the way I feel, and I'm passionate about it, and I want things to change, and I think things need to change, or I'm afraid of where we're headed. But it's not meant as any sort of a negative thing towards any individual, and I hope nobody takes it that way. You don't have to agree with me, and I understand if you don't want to see them, and that's cool, that's hip. But just understand where I'm coming from. It's not meant as any sort of negative thing or personal attack on anybody, and just sharing my views. And I like when people do that, even if I don't agree with their point of view. I want to hear where they're coming from, and to me, I think that's how we learn, and we gain a better understanding. We don't have to agree, and you usually don't, but every once in a while, you hear a point of view and you go, hey, I've changed my mind on some important issues because I was listening and just went, they've got a point, and I changed my mind on a few things. So anyway, hope everyone's doing well, and take it easy, be safe, take care of each other. We're gonna have to depend on each other and take care of one another, and do that. Look out for your neighbors, check on them, make sure they're okay, make sure they're doing good.